Hi friends, welcome to my channel. This is Diane Tuggle at the Happy Scrapbooker, and I'm going to show you another Christmas card. I'm kind of stuck on Christmas cards this week, but I got all my new stuff from the fall catalog or winter catalog, and I have to play with it when it comes in. So we're going to make a Christmas card, and I'm really excited because I'm using something from my stash that's old. I mean, really old, from when I was with Close to My Heart, and I was with them almost 20 years. So I don't even know what year this came out, but these are called Circle Spin Cards and Envelopes. And I have like 3 packs of these, so I'm excited to use them up because I only used them a tiny bit when I got them. You know how it is, you gotta buy everything, and then you don't use it. But I wanted to show you what I meant by circle spin. So it's a 5x7 card base, and it has a circle. It's front and back circle glued over a string, and the card opens like this, and it spins. If you twist your circle up there, when you open it up, it spins. But that is not what we're going to use it for today. This is going to be on the inside of the card, and let me show you what it looks like. We'll get those out of the way. So here is your card, and it's made with the Shepherd's Care stamp set. It's a cling stamp set, so a rubber stamp set. And it stamps really nicely. I had kind of got out of the habit of using rubber stamps, but I love the detail that you get with them. And it's a learning curve, but it's not a big curve, so you can do it. And when you open this card up, this is what I did with the inside, because I wanted to use these bases up. So I cut a deckled circle. Is the 5th smallest circle in the deckled dies, and then I stamped it and just glued it on top of there, and it just gives it a little dimension on the inside, just a surprise that you weren't expecting when you open this card. So I think it's going to be a really nice card. I'm going to use it for my Christmas stamp camp for all my local girls to come to. This is a really pretty, elegant card. So let's get started. Here is the Shepherd's Care stamp set. And I used the shepherd. I used the big verse. I used that on the circle, and the star, and the night sky stars. And then from Peaceful Season stamp set, this is another favorite of mine. I used 3 dies out of here. It's a Stampin' die set. So I used these Christmas, it's a background and a word die. And then I used this ribbon banner. So that's all I used out of there. So we'll move those out the way. And these are what the deckled circles look like, and that's the one I used, the 5th largest one. You get a lot of dies in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think there's 14 circles in here, and I use this a lot. So I also used, this is boho blue cardstock, but we're going to use Misty Moonlight for the second card. And I also used our gold foil paper here and here, and I used one of the clear rhinestones that we have. This is the die, word die from that set, and the banner, and I stamped Merry and Christmas. And then for the markers that I used our Stampin' Blends. I used the boho blue, light and dark. I had a black marker for here and for here. And then I used the smoky slate for the little sheep and light pecan pie for the ground. So another thing that I really want to point out to you, their glimmer paper is the background to this word. It's the gold foil on top of the glimmer paper, and I am in love with this paper. It's simply called white glimmer paper, old olive and berry burst, and in the on the online exclusives, and the item number is 163769. $6 for 3 sheets of different color glimmer paper. The white it's a 1 1/4 inch strip, and I can get at least 3 words out of there. I want to show you the difference between it and the old Close to My Heart white paper. Both of them are nice paper. They don't shed the glitter anywhere. But this is really like an ivory. So if you're looking for ivory, that was Close to My Heart from last year, I believe. And I know you can't buy it anymore, but you might have it in your stash. But this is what I'm in love with right here. So let me show you some pieces here. When you cut out the background, I've already put the eye on there because it's a separate piece. I didn't want to lose it. But you get this, and then you cut this out of the gold foil paper and just use your precision tip glue pen and glue it on top. And that's what that is. And here is my inside burst from my card. Praying that you will feel the shepherd's care in this season and throughout the coming year. I thought that was really pretty. And these are the rhinestones. And then I used our satin ribbon. It's like very vanilla satin ribbon. Just on the edge here, I just tucked it, I wrapped it around it and tied a knot. So I'm going to go ahead and color this for you so you can see how I did it. It's simple. The artist has already got your shading in there. I'm going to use okay, this is the brown dirt. He has a little bit of his coat hanging down there, so you don't want to get that. Get a little bit off so you can kind of tell. I go over the lines just a little bit with that. And now we're going to use the smoky slate, and I'm going to use the brush nib. And I'm simply just going over the same exact place that the artist has already created. And get my little lamb. This gives it a little more shadow. And then with my black pen, black marker, I'm just gonna highlight the details on his belt and his hat. And now I'm going to start with the brush nib in the light boho blue, and I'm simply just going to just brush it on the whole thing. You don't have to color all of them. It would be pretty just to leave his robe white if you wanted to. Got robe down here. that, and then with the dark boho blue, I'm just going to use the brush nib again, and I'm simply just going over the shadow. And when this dries, it'll be really pretty. So that's all the coloring that needs to be done. So I've got one started here. And we're just simply gonna glue this, where's my tape runner, onto the gold frame. And I will have all the dimensions that I cut. And if you do not have the circle spinner cards, just use a plain, oh, I got adhesive there. I have to use my rubbing alcohol to get that off. Oh well. Okay, so we did that. And I have this Christmas word and Mary. So Mary goes up a little bit, and it's going to hang off the edge here, and you do not want it to get squished in the mail. So we're gonna, if I can find my dimensionals, gonna put some dimensionals there. Where are the dimensionals? Hiding under my pens. You stack everything up together so you won't lose it, and you lose it. Okay, so we're gonna stack 2 of them together, and I'm gonna put it on the end of that banner. And I'm gonna get a little liquid glue. And it goes right above the little sheep's head, hangs over just a little, and there we go. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the Christmas word, and we're going to put the double dimensionals on the back of the A and the S. So I get S and A, and now I'm going to double them up on the end. Okay, and then we'll use liquid glue for the rest. And that is because this gold is up on dimensionals, so it's a good quarter inch higher. So we're gonna put Christmas right here. And down there. I'm gonna trim the edge of this a little bit. I don't like all them frayed edges. There we go. Okay, that's the front of your card. And then on the inside, I've already stamped my verse. We're gonna center it. This is the Very Vanilla cardstock. And I used Very Vanilla for here. And it really looks pretty on the white card base as a contrast. So now, you've got a really fancy inside card and a really elegant outside card. So I hope you like it, and I'll have all the dimensions, all the products I use. And like I say, if you don't have that circle spinner card, just a regular 5x7 base, here's another look at it. You might be able to get them from another close to my heart consultant. He had 10 envelopes and 10 cards in here. And like I said, I hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you next week with another Christmas card. Bye now.